Welcome to my Flosstube channel, XO Needle in the Hay XO. My name is Annie, and this is a channel all about my personal cross-stitch endeavors. Today is Friday, May 22nd, 2026, and the last time that I saw you with my bestie was 2 weeks ago. If you have not seen that episode, I hope you'll tune in. It was so much to film that with Liz. Today I have no finishes to show you, but I do have some whips, I have some new starts, and I thought at the end of the video I could show you some of the kits that I've been working on and that I have been stashing, and maybe some that I have finished in the past also. I thought I'd take you on a little kit tour just for fun. Let's dive right into my whips. The first one I have to show you, I don't know that I have ever shown it on a floss tube before. It is a parrot, a leopard, and a lion by the Scarlet letter. How beautiful is this? This is one of my bucket list stitches for sure. I always have a hard time remembering the name of this pattern. I'm sure by the time I reach the animals, it'll be chiseled into my brain. But for now, a parrot, a leopard, and a lion is what is in my hoop, and I have almost completed the first page. This is done on 46 count cream by Zweigart using all of the called for floss, which is DMC. I have so been enjoying the method of going page by page, outlining with all of the 310 floss and then filling in. This is a really great stitch for TV watching, for socializing while stitching. Once you have all your black lines in, it is pretty quick and easy fill in, because you don't have to look at the pattern too much. Oh, that is turning out beautifully. It reminds me so much of what is that fashion house, Missoni, the Missoni patterns. Maybe I can pop a picture up so we can compare. This is my first Scarlet letter. I hope it's not the last. I love that new brand new to me Scarlet letter that came out. I'll post a picture of that. I think it's the Mermaid and the Kraken. I might be making that name up. I know that there's a mermaid in it. That is a parrot, a leopard, and a lion by the Scarlet letter. Next up, I have the stitch along that I'm hosting. A sampler for Grace by Shaded Stitchery. I'm trying to put everything on boards today to make it a little bit easier to talk about. Okay, this is a sampler for Grace. I am hosting a 12-month stitch along. A new assignment comes out every 2 weeks. I just released the latest assignment, the third assignment, on Wednesday, so 2 days ago. And let me show you where we will be in 2 weeks once the third assignment is completed and the fourth one is released. I like to stitch ahead just to make sure it's a doable amount and so that I can foresee any issues that might come up. So for this third assignment, let me grab my little pointer here. We have finished all of the over one lettering in this box right here. For the first 2 assignments, we only did 1 line each for every assignment, just to get used to the over one stitching, in case there were people that were feeling intimidated by it. But I figured now that we have the 2 lines under us, let's go ahead and finish out this whole box, because that's just so satisfying. Not only that, but it helps us to finish all of page 1. We have a page completion during this third installment, and that includes the entire vertical border up until the second quilt star here, and it also includes the tippy top of these motifs, but I went ahead and went down into page 4 so that we can complete these adorable motifs. That's the butterfly, the crown, the diamond, and this flower. Now this flower and this stem is an important counting off point because the last square of the stem will meet with another border in the middle that contains, I believe, Grace Wisher's name. So we have a page 1 completion. A little bit of page 2 also because I wanted to do the over 1 line here to just, give us a nice boundary for our work. So that's where we are, installment 3 of a sampler for Grace Stitch Along, and that's #RememberingGrace on Instagram. Okay, I think those are all. Nope, I'm wrong. I have one more whip to show you. I almost forgot to talk about one of my whips, and that is Jane's Joy by Carolyn Manning. I have the finished picture right here. I'm actually using the digital pattern for this. I normally am a paper stitcher. I do have some digital patterns, but this one I purchased the paper pattern and then decided I needed the digital pattern because you can zoom in to each of these 11 by 11 quilt squares to, basically to the size of the iPad screen. So that is super helpful to me. I really enjoy stitching this one digitally. Let's see how far I am actually. I am at 19.66% done, and that's 2 years of work. Let me show you. Can you see? I have this in my, I don't know what they call this, but it's like a plush stand that sits on the couch next to me when I'm stitching and it doesn't, fall over. Put that away. So this is what it looks like at almost 20% done. There we go. I think I've completed 7 squares this month, which really, it's not a lot, but it's more than I've done in quite some time. It's just a lot of color changing, which is what is taking me so long, even though it's really fun to stitch on. How cute is that? And you know what I noticed the other day when I was stitching is that there's also back stitch, which I have missed. So I'll have to go back when I'm all done and do the back stitching. This is done on 20 count Hydrangea by Fiber on a Whim, and it is done in all of the called for DMC colors, which I feel like there are maybe over 50 DMC colors in this. Maybe. I might be exaggerating. There's a lot. May is almost over, but I think what I'm gonna do is keep it in the hoop. That's why I'm showing it to you now in the hoop, is because if I take it out of the hoop, I'm going to stop working on it. So I'm gonna keep this in the hoop in my stitching spot, and I always have my iPad nearby. So whenever I have a moment where I'm feeling like doing a 11-11 square, I'll hopefully pull this out. Okay, that is my last whip. Let me show you some new starts. The first one I talked about in my last Flosstube with Liz. I was hoping to start Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife, and I did. That's where I am now on my painted fabric. This is 40 count raw linen by Zweigart, and I painted those little red dots on, and I'm so happy with how this pattern is looking on this fabric. This is another great fill-in project. That is what I have left. Well, no, I have a lot more than that left on the first page. There are some, let me show you the pattern. I'm sure you know it, but there are, page 1, I still have these butterflies and her legs to outline and fill in. and then I'll move on to page 2. I'm really, really enjoying this. It's hard to put it down. I had to put this down in order to work on a sampler for Grace, but I think it'll go back on the hoop this weekend so I can do some movie watching and fill in. That is Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife, and I am using some of the called for and some stash because I did not have, all of the called for. Oh, and I wanted to mention, I think I've discovered my holy grail white floss. I've been experimenting with a lot of white flosses because the DMC white just doesn't work out for me very well. I know that some of you have that problem too. My stitches using DMC white are never to my satisfaction. So I have tried different silks. I've tried sulky, and I think I've landed on my favorite white, and that is the Soie d'Alger white. Hopefully I'll be able to get it. This came in a palette pack that I bought when I was in London, so I'll have to see where I can get it in the States. But this is the white. Can you see that? And I'm using it right now, as you can see, in my eggs. There's going to be a lot of white in this. The butterflies are also white. And so far, I like how those stitches are turning out. They're nice and fluffy. Harder to see the imperfections. I feel like with DMC white, you can see every single thing wrong with my stitching. So my new white go-to replacement is Soie d'Alger white. Okay, that's Coffee and Eggs. That's a new start that I made a lot of headway on in 2 weeks. And my other start that I wanted to show you is a kit. And that's what got me thinking that I would love to share other kits that I have been purchasing and working on and completed in the past. But let's start with this. This is by Avlea Folk Embroidery, and it is the Byzantine Beast Kit. Now, this kit comes with the materials to complete this soft book. However, you can also choose to stitch a banner type sampler like this, because this is the fabric that you get, nice and long. Now, I want to talk about some things. I knew that I wanted to do the book. When I got this kit, I realized that the fabric is, let me see here, 26 count. And if you've been watching my Flosstube, you'll know that I'm more of a 40 count to 56 count stitcher. So 26 count, I'm not really comfortable with. I thought it'd be too big for me. However, this is a special piece of fabric. It is 100% Mikini Ivory, 26 count fabric, which I've never used and I believe is the traditional fabric. So I definitely wanted to use this fabric for this kit, but I made an alteration and I stitched over 1 instead of over 2. Now you can see I did practice at the opposite end of this fabric. I did do some over 2. This is the over 2 stitching here, and I just really don't like how it turned out. I did some over 1 next to it and realized that's more my speed. So that's one alteration I made. This is stitched over 1 instead of over 2. The second alteration that I made is the instructions, the pattern says, if you're going to stitch the book, you are going to leave out the border. As you can see, I'm stitching the book, but I have included the border because I just love it so much. And I am able to do that because my stitching area is much smaller than if I had stitched over 2. So I have room for my border and I really like the border, so I am keeping it. Now, here are the flosses that it comes with. Plenty of floss. I mean, I'm stitching over 1, but I just feel like this is plenty of floss for over 2. I mean, it was a thick hank of floss that I separated onto my floss board here. And it also comes with this gorgeous Liberty fabric to make the book. And again, let me show you the piece of fabric here. Since I am stitching over 1, this is going to be plenty of fabric for me to make a book. Okay, so that is my second start, the Avlea Byzantine Beast Kit. It can be a book or a wall hanging. Isn't it so pretty? Unfortunately, I can't show you the other patterns in the book because there are no pictures, just the cross stitch pattern itself. Maybe if I back way up here. Oop, okay. That is some of what the pages will look like. I'm gonna go run and grab some kits so we can talk about that together. If you are new here, you might not know that I work at lindystitches.com, and we have recently stocked some brand new cross stitch kits and needlepoint kits, and that is so exciting to me because I cannot resist a kit. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the greater potential of me starting the project because I already have everything I need. I don't know. I just love a kit so much. I'm always on the hunt for a good one. And after stitching on some of Byzantine Beasts and looking at all of the new kits that we are carrying now, it inspired me to show off some of my collection. So I'm going to show you a bunch of kits now, some of which I have finished, some that I have been working on, and some that I haven't even opened yet. And they range from new to vintage. Okay, let me start. I don't even know where to start. I have so much in front of me. Let me start with a non-cross stitch one. I have been wanting to learn how to embroider. And you know, the way that I learned to cross stitch many years ago when I was a little one was through ornament kits. I remember getting them at like Woolworths and Ben Franklin. So that is how I learned to cross stitch. You know, it's great because it came with a hoop, it came with the floss, it came with the fabric and instructions. So everything you need to know is right there. So now that I want to learn how to embroider, I thought I would check out a kit. This one is by, what is the name? Kuriki Press. We are carrying this at lindystitches.com. There are 2 embroidery kits right now. One is the Swan, and I cannot remember what the other one is. But what I really like about this is not only is there a beautiful image to stitch, but also instructions on how to do these specialty stitches. So it comes flat packed like this, and what I've taken the contents out. When you open it up, inside you will find the embroidery floss, which is DMC. You will find a John James needle, which I have here somewhere and I can't find now, but it's an embroidery needle, not a tapestry needles, which we use for cross stitching. So embroidery needles are pointier so that they can stab through this fabric. Another thing I really like about this kit is that the pattern is screen printed on. It's not going anywhere. And you can access the instructions via a PDF online. And that link comes with the kit. So I'm very excited to learn how to embroider with my first official embroidery kit. Another kit that I got at the shop during Spring Mingle, I'm so lucky to grab this because I sold out really quickly, is this Turtle Needlebook by Old Colonial Designs. It is so cute. I don't think this picture really shows you how teeny tiny this book is. Let me see. Oh, so for comparison, do you see this dove charm right here? That comes in the kit, which is so exciting. Here is how small the dove charm is. Okay. Oh wait, there we go. That's the dove charm. That is the book. So the book is going to be tiny. It comes with all of the floss. Some of which is Weeks Dye Works, actually. There's DMC and Weeks Dye Works floss. It comes with the turtle floss board. I'm so excited. When I finish this, this is going to be my floss board for Prairie Schooler, the Tortoise and the Hare stitch, which I guess I'm going to start now when I'm done with this. It comes with a little ribbon and the linen, the little piece of wool felt for your needles, and some backing fabric. I think it's backing fabric. I haven't taken a look at the instructions yet. But that is Turtle Needlebook, and I know that we're going to be restocking this shortly, so keep an eye out. There's also another kit by Old Colonial Designs that we'll be restocking, which is like a teensy tiny, almost like pill box. Okay, those are the new kits that I acquired recently. Now, how about I show you some kits that I'm working on? It's been a really long time since I have picked this up. I'm not even taking it out of the scroll frame, but this is it has a name. I'm going to call it London for now. I'll put it up in the description box what the name of this kit is, but it is by Letistitch. It is my first full coverage kit, and it looks so good. Every time I look at this on camera, I'm excited to work on it again. So maybe this is what is going in my stand today. This now maybe is bleeding into year 3 of me working on it. Oh gosh, I just couldn't imagine kitting something like this up. The amount of threads is insane. And what's great about the Letistitch kit is that the threads are organized for you, which is wonderful because there are blended threads, there are backstitch threads. I believe that this kit comes with anchor threads, if I'm not mistaken. And it comes with this actually really soft Aida, which I think is 14 count Aida. That is my Letistitch kit, my first full coverage. Okay. Speaking of full coverage, let me show you a finished full coverage. This is a Dimensions kit. Again, I don't remember the name of it, but I will put it in the description box below. How pretty is this? I cannot believe the detail in this. This is stitched. This is cross stitch. How pretty. There are 3 in this series of, I guess you can call it, of Christmas stitches. I have the other 2 kits, but I have not opened them yet. Let me show you one. This one is called Toy Shop. It comes with floss, pattern, and the Aida. And you can see now, like, I love this. The floss is organized on a card for you. So it just takes, one step out of kidding. You have no steps when you buy a kit. I think that's why I love it so much. So that's Toy Shop, and it goes with Fine Teas, Coffees, Foods. I have the third one, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it online. I can't recall what it is now. So those are some Dimensions kits, the smaller ones. What else do I have? Okay, this is another not full coverage. This is another kit that I've been working on. It's a DMC kit. I don't have a picture. It's William Morris's Strawberry Thief. Let me see if I have. I don't have a picture. We all know what it looks like. I can pop a picture up. I got this kit at the V&A Museum in London. I love to shop for cross stitch when I'm traveling. You'll have to pardon me. This is not ironed because this is sort of impromptu. This is what I have so far. And again, it comes with everything you need. This particular kit actually came with a hoop as well. So this is Strawberry Thief. I'm pretty sure it's by DMC. It's a DMC kit. And I think it's available online. You don't have to get it at the V&A Museum. I just felt like I wanted to pick it up there since I was there, and it'd be a great memory of my London trip. Speaking of DMC kits and travel, another souvenir kit that I got is the Casa Battlo Kit from DMC. I bought this when I visited Gaudi's structure in Barcelona. As you can see, it comes with all of the floss. Crazy amounts of floss, already sorted though, so that's good. And the pattern and the Ada. This is gonna be so cool if I get to it one day. So that's some examples of new cross stitch kits. I have a vintage cross kit stitch to show you. I purchased this on eBay, I believe. It's a Permin of Copenhagen kit. Although this one, okay, this kit I don't think came with fabric, but it did come, oops, there's the chart. It did come with the floss. Unless it came with fabric and maybe I took it out. I am not sure. And I also don't know the title of this. Isn't it so beautiful? Anna Thies, 1859. And all of that floss that I showed you was DMC. So that's an example of a vintage kit. Oh, I have one more new kit that I wanted to share with you. This is actually in, I think this is sold out right now, but it's coming back to Lindy Stitches. I got this, I think last year. I haven't opened it yet. Isn't this so sweet? This is a Riolis kit, and the interesting thing about this Riolis kit is that the floss is wool. Do you still call it floss if it's wool? I don't know. But so cute. Can't wait to start that. Little Dear by Riolis. I have a ton of vintage kits that are much, much older. Lots of them are from the 70s and 80s and 90s, but I will spare you for today. Maybe we'll do a decade themed kit tour one day. I also wanted to show you some different kinds of kits. So that was all cross stitch. There was an embroidery one because I want to learn to embroider, and another skill I'd like to learn is needlepoint. And this is a needlepoint canvas I picked up in London at the Knit and Stitch show some years ago. How cute is this? The model for this finished piece was a pillow trimmed in colorful pom-poms. So I decided right then and there I needed to learn how to needlepoint. However, I have not started. The kit comes with the canvas. It comes with all of the yarn. I think that's maybe what you call it. And the pattern and a needle. I did have to disassemble it though because it came in a beautiful cardboard tube, which was impossible for me to pack. So I had to leave the tube behind and flat pack my canvas. How cute is that going to be? So that's another type of kit that I have. And this was influenced by Miss Lemon Sunshine. She did this Sardines ornament kit over the holidays, so I had to have it too. I'm gonna save this for the holiday season. But I believe, is this on plastic canvas? No, it's actually on Ada. How cute is that? Okay, hang on one second. I have a couple other types of kits to show you. I don't know if you've been to Michael's recently, but there's a new Jonathan Adler collection and some crafty kits. So, of course, I had to pick some up. The first one is a bead art kit. I have always wanted to do diamond art. Never tried it. This is a little bit different. I think that it's more mosaic-ish than diamond art would be. I haven't even opened it yet, but apparently it comes with everything you need to make this adorable horse. That is one Jonathan Adler kit that I got. I got another Jonathan Adler kit. It's an embroidery kit. Look at this awesome project bag that it comes in. It is this beaded ice cream cone scoop stack. I have not opened this yet. I'm not ready to, but I see that it comes with a hoop. Let's read the contents. Comes with a hoop, 12 bead colors, printed fabric, 3 needles, 2 needle threaders, a tray, thread, sequins, felt, and thankfully instructions. That is a recent kit. And I have a basket, an absolute basket full of one of my favorite types of kits. That's the Mill Hill kit. Here's my little beading tray. I'm just gonna, these were all acquired secondhand. All for like under $2 each. Will I ever finish these in my lifetime? I don't know, but you know what? I love rifling through them. It brings me so much joy. This is a new one, actually. This is new. I actually think this is available at Letistitch's too. This one I know I bought new. That's rare. This is also new. But the rest of them are vintage. All different sizes. Okay. Mill Hill kits. And finally, I wanted to show you a miniature house kit. I bought this in Singapore. I use travel as an excuse to buy my craft projects. Everything's a souvenir. How adorable is this? I love this brand, Rolife. I have made book nooks by them before, and I just think the quality is wonderful, and the instructions are so clear. How cute! Okay, thank you so much for indulging me. That's my teeny tiny kit parade and what I've been working on in cross stitch. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye.